Before we start any webinar or any session of Royal Roads, we'd like to acknowledge the land that we are. So Royal Roads University acknowledges that the campus is located in the traditional lands of the Esquimalt and the Sunfish ancestors and family. And it's with gratitude that we work, play, and learn here, where the past, the present, and the future that Indigenous and non-Indigenous people come together. So welcome, everyone. And I also want to invite you to acknowledge the land where you are located today. So today we are going to be talking about the graduate certificate in project management and the graduate certificate in change management. Just having a little problem here with my slides, but perfect. So today my name is Andrea Torres and I'm the student recruitment manager. And I'm going to be co-hosting this session with Dr. Zoe MacLeod. Zoe, I will let you a few minutes, maybe if you want to introduce yourself.
Oh, hi, everyone. Yes, my name is Zoe MacLeod. I'm the Associate Vice President for Professional and Continuing Studies, as Andrea mentioned. Happy to be with you here today and look forward to sharing some more information about these programs and the benefit to you if you decide to enroll. So I'll pass it back to you, Andrea.
Thank you so much. And today for the agenda, we are going to get to know each other so you know who we are, but we would love to know more about who you are as well. So if you want to introduce yourself in the chat box and tell us a little bit more where you are located, in which industry are you working, and in which of the two programs you are interested today. Maybe if you're interested in a different topic, we would also love to learn that, please. I'm going to talk really briefly about Royal Roads University, and after that I will pass to Zoe that she's going to talk more about the program-specific information, and at the end we are going to talk about the application process and the requirements. And if you have any questions, please feel free to type those questions in our chat box. So let's talk a little bit about Royal Roads, who we are and how we do things differently at the institution. So we see people more than a qualification. What that looks like is that we understand everybody has a different journey. And we will look people through the lens of your work experience and basically all your achievement, your education, your work skills, and work experience. So we have something that is called flexible admissions, and we will assess people based on what you have been doing. And we will talk a little more about that at the end of the session when we go through the application piece. People here will know who you are. There's a very curious mindset at Royal Roads. So the curiosity comes or it starts when you come to Royal Roads. So even though when you are in the apply process, we want to know about who you are, what was your motivation to start this program, applying to this program, and more than anything, how this program and the work that we're going to be doing together is going to contribute to your future and your future learning process as well. At Royal Roads, you also will know that we work in small cohorts or a small group of people. So in your class, depending on the program, we will ask all these questions to Zoe, but anytime the programs can be anywhere from 15 to 25 people, and you are going to be working very closely with these people through the program. So you are going to be learning from each other, and we want to learn to create this online and on-campus learning community. And for sure, Royal Roads, at the end, we want to understand that everybody's coming here together with different points of view, and we want to build each other up. So professors are going to be a facilitator, and you will see that our professors come from a lot of work experience in the industry. So when they are coming to Royal Roads, they are going to be teaching you about, for sure, theories, how to apply the theory, but they're also going to be a curiosity from your faculty, where they're going to be asking you questions, and they're going to be very curious about your points of view, your perspective, and how you see things from different points of view. So our space, Royal Roads University, is located in Victoria, in an area that's called Colwood, and it's around 563 acres of land. When you are on campus through the residency period, we will encourage you to visit the different areas that we have on our campus. We learn by doing, by seeing, and the campus experience will give you that connection with the land. We are going to start building that community, that on-campus experience, and then you will be moving to the online portion. And that will give you an opportunity to keep working at the same time as you complete the program. And I would like to pass now to you, Zoe.
Thank you, Andrea. As mentioned earlier, my name is Zoe MacLeod. I'm the Associate Vice President for Professional and Continuing Studies here at Royal Roads. I wanted to welcome and thank you for your interest in our graduate certificate programs. Our Professional and Continuing Studies portfolio is quite broad. We do everything from short one-day, currently virtual courses to 4-week online professional advancement offerings to 6-month graduate level certificate programs and almost everything in between, including micro-credentials, professional certificates, community programming, customized programming for organizations. So we wanted to offer this webinar today to share a couple of programs that might be of interest to you, and certainly with a desire to enhance your learning competence and skills at Royal Roads. We know that career paths have been altered by the pandemic, easily altered by the pandemic, and we're seeing new and interesting labor market disruptions, might be why you're even here today. And there is an increasing need for lifelong learning, for upskilling, reskilling, taking a new career path. And it really will be vital for all of us to continue learning. And for those of us in the workforce to learn how to navigate change, and those of us entering or re-entering to be ready with the skills and knowledge to be successful in new job markets. So we wanted to share a couple of slides, just a little intro into how we deliver our programs at Royal Roads. And you'll see that I've added typical here. Royal Roads is known for our success in our blended delivery model, and we know that there is power in some form of gathering together in person. And we have shifted some of our programming solely online with virtual in-person residencies. So we'll talk a little bit about our project management and change management programs are delivered. And there are some non-typical models as well, mostly as a result of the pandemic and thinking about how technology has changed for us. But typically our programs have an in-person component with a mix of online components. We also want to talk a little bit about how we deliver the online portions. And so some of you may be working full-time. Our intent is to provide a flexible alternative for you to complete your program around your personal schedule. Your courses, assignments, grades, everything is accessed via Moodle, our online learning platform, and you should be planning to study about 15 hours per week through the online courses. You'll see here that there's all sort of various ways in which you engage in the online learning environment. And for the most part, this online delivery component provides a number of advantages. You have more flexibility when you can do your readings and your assignments. Most courses have a bit of a weekly schedule. And of course, now with the technology and Zoom, we have lots of interaction with facilitators in a way that we might not have had previously. And it also provides opportunity for reflective practice. You find the time to think about your own perspectives and consider perspectives and ideas of others before responding in the online environment. So it really gives an opportunity for some reflexivity as well in your daily work and your own time management process. And of course, speaking of time management, this is something that you will really need to be thinking about. Some of the self-directed approach to learning here can kind of go sideways if you're not thinking about time management. We all spend a lot of time on the internet these days, and you can see how fast it takes for an hour to go by sometimes. So you really need to be structured and disciplined in this space. I'm going to start out just by talking a little bit about how all of our programs, most of our programs, are associated with a professional association, such as some of the examples listed on this slide. We've purposely designed our program so that you can gain competence and confidence in specific topic areas. And when you actually leave Royal Roads, you successfully complete and graduate from your program, you have the opportunity to continue learning in that field along with your professional colleagues in the association. So many of our programs provide education hours towards accreditation, designations, credentials, whatever the specific association is awarding. And all of our programs can provide transfer credit into degrees. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a couple of slides. Ultimately, we're going to start today talking about project management. First and foremost, the field of project management is a formal discipline, and it really has been growing rapidly in importance in organizations worldwide. Project managers, and many of you are thinking about this field, you're really expected to be able to develop strategies and coordinate carefully designed action plans. They often must deliver projects on time, within budget, incorporating complex, dynamic, changing requirements. And there is a growing need for project management to meet, often exceed stakeholder expectations in relation to project outcomes. We know that expert project managers do use proven best practice techniques and strategies to achieve outstanding results. In this program in particular, we explore fundamental concepts of project management, but we also focus on leadership, what it takes to lead projects and organizations, communication, collaboration, negotiation, influence, and really good listening skills are just as important as the ability to manage projects. So we'll focus on a number of models and introduce some specific methods around project management that might include agile and waterfall and some of the other areas that are sort of in advanced project management. And this slide kind of highlights the model. You'll see that we have two upcoming programs. This one is specifically showing the September offering, but we do have another one in February. But we have two virtual residencies, one on-campus residency in September, and one which is followed by two online courses. We'll talk a little bit more about this, but I wanted to just share the highlights here. The demand for skilled project management is really increasing across various industries. And so completing the graduate certificate program can offer you versatility. The skills are transferable, can be applied to diverse projects and sectors. Career advancement. Project managers often enjoy accelerated career growth and better earning potential and leadership opportunities. So most of our graduates are successful project managers. They're recognized as effective leaders within their organizations, and they are on a trajectory. Our graduate certificate program is carefully designed to provide you with the knowledge and skills really to excel in this field. And we cover a few more things: project planning and scheduling, risk management, budgeting and cost control, quality management, leadership and team management, ethics. It's just a wide variety of content. And I will also just suggest that it's 6 months. So you really are learning the skills and how to be a project manager, and you're scratching the surface. And then, of course, you can continue on to earn Project Management Institute credentials as well. So students who complete this program will receive educational hours towards the Project Management Professional designation. And those who might already be project management professionals but are looking for a broader, more deep understanding of project management can also earn maintenance of PMP credential units. So that's the PMI program. We're going to talk a little bit next about change management. And you've all likely heard the old cliche that change is the only constant in today's fast-paced world. And it just seems to be being validated on a daily basis. You may have also heard that today is the slowest day you'll ever experience. I don't know about you, but I'm ready for some more slower days. So in this program, we approach change management from a whole systems perspective. We examine the processes and methodologies used for developing successful change management initiatives. Students explore capacity building, strategic alignment tools, really thinking about influence and impact on organizational culture. And if there was ever a more important time to learn about leading change, this is it. How we approach organizational life moving forward from the pandemic will require skilled practitioners and leaders who understand the complexities of change in this very unpredictable and constantly changing world. So again, this slide talks a little bit about how the program is laid out, but essentially it's designed to equip you with the knowledge and skills to excel in this field. We're going to be looking at how change management is crucial to ensuring smooth transitions in organizations, increasing the success rate of introducing any change, how it's crucial to employee engagement, how it's crucial to maximizing resources. And it does focus on key areas really an introduction to change management, understanding organizational behavior, change strategy and planning, communication and stakeholder engagement, managing resistance and conflict. And if any of you have been through any changes recently, yes, you have, you know that there is resistance and conflict often in these processes. You will spend some time evaluating change initiatives, and then also, of course, how best to lead those changes. So the other opportunity here is that all of our programs, the graduate certificate programs, do provide transfer credits. We do have a graduate diploma in project management and organizational leadership. And so if you do take the graduate certificate in project management, you can transfer credits directly into the project management and organizational leadership program. And both project management and change management can transfer directly into the MBA, into the Masters of Global Management, into tourism management, into interdisciplinary studies, and possibly a few others. And then, of course, because we do have lots of other programs on the list this fall, I wanted to just share that we do have a number of other opportunities should you be thinking about something other than project or change management that might pique your interest. So our organization design and development program, corporate social innovation, management and leadership, managing climate risk and resilience is on the list, managing social impact or financing social impact. And then of course, we have a number of programs in the executive coaching space. So a few more just to think about if you're considering another field. And I think I'm going to pass it back to Andrea. Thank you always for helping us all understand how we apply and how we actually move forward with the application. If there's something here that you don't see that's of interest to you and you think we ought to be creating it, don't hesitate to share, and you can always learn more on our website at pcs.railroads.ca. Back to you, Andrea.
Thank you, Zoe. And I have a question before. Well, I have a few questions for you. The first one is from DC. The question is there a program that combines both change management and project management?
Well, one of the things we've been talking about is a graduate diploma in project and change management. We don't have that currently. I would say project management does have a little focus on change management. If you're interested in both, we're going to touch on change management in the project management space. In the change management program, we aren't really looking at project management per se, but we're talking about how you work with project managers. So you do need to understand the project management field.
And I know we talked a little bit, I just explained a little bit about the online learning environment, but people are always curious about how I will be able to manage school while I'm doing the blended portion when I'm there working online. So can you give us an example how a week will look like? How many hours people should be?
Yeah, sure. I did mention that we have typically an in-person residency. So the project management program has an in-person residency, as does the change management program. The project management program also has a completely online offering that's in February. So if it was something that you weren't able to come and travel to Victoria, that option might be available for you and might be a better fit. But what I would say is that in the in-person residencies, and so either virtual or actually on campus, you're going to spend a lot of time together with your cohort. And those days are long, but so rewarding. And that's where the sort of camaraderie and collegiality and cohort bonding happens. And you also just will find amazing people in your program who may become colleagues for life. In the online portion, when you transition to online, most of the courses are set up in either 9 or 10 week segments. And typically you're going to spend 10 to 15 hours a week in those courses. And that might be a 1-hour webinar with the instructor per week. It depends on the instructor. Sometimes instructors do them every week. Sometimes they're a little bit more varied. And you will be doing some readings. You will be working on assignments in teams. You will have some discussion posts that you need to be thinking about and how you might respond to a specific question. And so that time really goes by pretty quickly. You know, as mentioned, we're hoping that you spend about 10 to 15 hours. We don't want you to spend more, but sometimes you will, because you're very interested in a specific area or a specific topic. And that week might be a bit heavier, whereas the next week might be a bit lighter. So it's really intended for you to find your way and your rhythm. And yet there will still be some specific things that you need to do each week.
Thank you, Zoe. And one more question for you. Who are the people that are currently in our cohort? Maybe you can share a little bit which industries. I know they're very diverse, but just to kind of showcase people who might be their classmates.
It is pretty diverse. We will see mid to senior level leaders across many sectors in both programs. But as mentioned, both of those skill sets, whether it's project management or change management, are pretty transverse, if you will. And we know that organizations are looking for people with project management skills and with change management skills. And sometimes, especially in the job market right now, we're seeing a lot of new and fresh leaders who don't have those skill sets. So I would want to be cautious by saying it's going to only be senior leaders in organizations. We will have sort of multi-generational folks across sectors in our programs. And that's also such a great opportunity to learn from each other. What's happening in next generation, and what can also senior leaders share about their experience and become mentors in some way.
Thank you, Zoe. We have a question from Omo. I hope I pronounced correctly your name, Omaiti. And the question is about project management. Do one actually become a PMP after certificate in project management, or is a prerequisite to the PMP exam? Please clarify, as I have written the PMP exam a while ago, but my credential expired. So is this a way to get the certification again?
Yeah, that's a really good question. That seemed weird. I got a message that said I was muted. Anyway, you don't automatically become a PMP after the certificate program. So I think that's probably a case-by-case conversation we could probably have offline. But the intent of the program and the way it's structured with the PMI is that it's simply education hours towards the PMP. So I'm not sure if it would satisfy the recertification process. That might be a conversation to have with PMI.
Thank you, Zoe. And I want to acknowledge we have a few alumni in the room. At least 2 people have identified as alumni, one from our MA Intercultural International Communication program and one from our Master Global Management program. Fernanda, she's from the Intercultural International Communication program, and she was not able to have a residency component in her program. So I make the assumption that maybe she completed the program during COVID. So she's curious to know if you can explain a little more how that residency piece will look like.
Sure. I think I did that a little bit, but I'm still getting these weird messages. Anyway, you're spending all day together with your cohort. So either Monday to Friday, or I think in this particular offering of project management, it might be 4 days because one of the days sits on a holiday, and so we didn't change the schedule. So it might be 4 days this fall. And you will be working in teams. So all of our in-person residencies, and in fact, whether it's virtual or on campus, have a similar experience. You are engaged in really thinking about the content. So there's sort of a grounding in the theory of the field, but we're going to put this to practical use. So a little bit of sharing of knowledge, and then application. And we will do that throughout the program. So, faculty will be our scholar practitioners in the field, actively working in the field that they're teaching in, bringing those experiences, live case studies, et cetera, if you will, to the program. And you will be working with your teams on how you might apply this in your own organization. Stop there.
Thank you, Zoe. And I also want to mention that we encourage people to not be working during the time that are either in the residency, online, or on campus, just because the volume of the work that you are going to be doing. So we ask people to retreat from their work and just immerse in the education experience. So it's an educational retreat. And I don't see any more questions for now, so I'm going to start talking about the application process. But if you have any other questions or comments, please feel free to add them into our chat box and we'll be navigating them. So I'm going to start with the requirements for our project management graduate certificate. So Royal Roads you have two ways to come into Royal Roads. One is the standard admissions and the other one is the flexible admissions. However, when you're applying to Royal Roads, you don't have to check one of the boxes that declares that you are coming from either or. However, is how the person that is looking at your application is going to be assessing your application. So standard admissions are the person that have a 4 years of undergrad degree or comparable degree from a recognized post-secondary institution. In addition to that, we are going to be looking for at least 2 years of relevant full-time work experience. People that are coming through flexible admissions, maybe they don't have those 4 years of undergrad degree, but they have been working for a longer period of time. So for those people, we will require at least 5 years of work experience in the field and some education from a recognized post-secondary institution. For the change management program, is very similar. Once again, we have the standard admissions and flexible admissions. So for the standard admissions, we are looking for a 4 years undergrad degree. But this time we are going to be looking for 3 years of relevant full-time work experience. And for flexible admissions, we are going to be looking for at least 5 years of extensive relevant work experience with a combination of some education as well. And now the piece that I would get very excited is the application component. So I didn't mention, but I'm also a Royal Roads alumni. I graduated 3 years ago, a bit longer than I thought. It has been 10 years since I graduated from the university. I did one of the master's programs. And the application process, I'm going to walk you through the application process, and I'm going to tell you why I get so excited. So first, you need to complete a fee that is the cost of $131.39. And then you need to submit the following documents. The first one are the official transcripts. To be official, they have to come from your institution directly. So during COVID, we got the option that some institutions that send it by email directly to us, or if you request the documents in paper, they have to come in a sealed envelope. If you don't remember how you did in the past in your education, I highly recommend you to ask for one copy for you that you can open, and then one that is sent to Royal Roads in that sealed envelope. The personal statement is the document that I always get excited because it's a time for you to pause and reflecting why do you want to apply to Royal Roads? Why do you want to apply to this program? And how this program is going to help you to move forward in your career and in your personal and professional life. So basically, in the personal statement, we're looking to learn more about what is your motivation, what are your expertise, what are you bringing into this program, and how you are going to be part of this learning community that we're very proud and excited about. The next piece is a detailed resume. Normally, when you're applying to a job, you always complete 2 pages for the resume. But in this case, you can take more than 2 pages because it's a way for us to get to know you. So in the detailed resume, we want to know about your education, any credit and non-credit education that you have completed in the last years. We want to know about your work experience. In the work experience, it's very important that you tell us the period that you were working in each institution or each company, and the title of your job, and a small description of what kind of responsibilities or projects you were working on. We also want to know about any volunteer activities that you have been taking part of, or you are currently taking part on, and we want to know if you are part of any affiliation or association. And the last 2 documents are 2 letters of reference. One can be personal or academic, and the second one can be a professional letter of reference. I highly recommend for you, if you're comfortable, to share the personal statement with the people that are writing those letters, so they have a better understanding of why you're applying to the program, and they can provide some information about the career, how they got to know you, and how they believe this program would be a good fit for you. And if English is your second language, we will require you to meet the English language proficiency score. And for some people that are coming through flexible admissions, we might ask them to demonstrate academic writing skills and to take an academic program that is offered fully online. And now the key dates. So for the project management program, our next start date is September 18th, and the deadline is approaching up. So for the deadline will be 1 month before the program, that would be August 18th. And if you're looking into to start the next year program, our program starts in February 20, 2024, and the deadline will be November 20, 2023. For our change management program, we have 1 intake per year, and the next intake will be September 5th, and the deadline is also approaching, and it will be August 4th. And a question that we always get asked about financial aid and awards, scholarships available at the university. So the university offers different scholarships. There is one that I always encourage people to apply. That is our entrance award. And you can find more information once you go to our website. That is that at royalroads.ca/admissions/financial aid awards. And in that page, you will be able to find the award that I was talking about. That is the entrance award, and many other options available for you. I highly encourage you to talk to one of our specialists if you have more questions, because depending on the industry or the province that you are working, there might be different options available for you. And also we add our toll-free number and our local number if you want to meet the specialist. And if you have any questions, I will encourage you to connect with our enrollment services team. They can talk more about if you have questions about the program, which program is the best program for you, what is the best fit. Also talk about any questions that you might have through the application process. If you have any questions that you would like to connect with a current student or alumni, we can always facilitate that process to our enrollment services team. And you were very lucky today on this webinar. We have Lizzie Moret, and she has been helping us with some comments on the chat, and she could be also the person that can help you to navigate what are the next steps for you to come into Royal Roads. So connect to Lisa or anyone from her team. You can reach them by phone or by email. The email is learn.more@royalroads.ca. And I believe that is my last slide. So is there anything else that you'd like to add for our attendees or the people that are watching this recording later today?
Sure. Thanks, Andrea. Thanks again for your help. Mostly I would just offer to anyone out there who will be watching in recording land, please don't hesitate to reach out if you have questions. Sometimes it can be a bit scary, and maybe it's a bit daunting to think about what a graduate program might look like. I've done it, Andrea's done it, most of the people on this call have been playing in this space. You really can do it. And if you're waiting for the right time, that time will come and go. It really is the right time, and there is never a right time. So it really is just the opportunity for us to help you gain the confidence, courage, and support you along the way in your journey. So please, again, don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions.
Thank you, Zoe, and thank you everyone that took this time to learn more about Royal Roads this morning. And if you have any questions, please feel free to connect with us, and we're going to be sharing this recording link with everyone that registered. So have a wonderful day for the rest of the day, wherever you are located today. Thank you, Zoe. Thank you, Lisa and Ariana, for your help. Have a good day, everyone.